Punk is often described as a movement rather than just a genre. If the Bollweevils had to redefine punk in 2025, what would that definition be?
Fucking shit up. Fuck this. Fuck resist shit. Don't obey. You know, really. I mean, that's what punk rock's always been. I mean, punk rock has really been about inclusivity for the longest fucking time. It's all the people who felt rejected and felt on the outside who always found a home in punk rock. And yeah, there's been like weird infiltrators that have tried to define punk rock as just being like a contrarian of some shit.
Yeah.
But I think you gotta be contrary to the shit that's fucked up. That's kind of what it is. So, I mean, defining it for 2025, it's like don't obey shit. Don't listen to the fucking lies.
Right.
And just keep on being who you are and stand up and be proud of that and put your fist in the face of the other motherfuckers that don't want you to fucking do that.
Right. I agree.
That's my definition. I don't know. How do you think, Ken?
Anybody want to add to that?
Rebuttal?
No, rebuttal. I would just say that I think it's...
I gotta hold this shit for you?
Yeah, of course. So,
I'm not doing that.
No, come on, you gotta do it.
I'll hold the white man's mic.
Oh!
What the fuck is this?
That's the inclusivity we were talking about.
Yeah. See how Missy throws that in?
I just think, you know what, for me, it's be free to be free. Like, be free to feel how you want to feel, to be who you want to be, to do which things you want to do, as long as you're not hurting anyone, and that should be accepted by everyone.
I agree.
Did you have something to say about that?
What he said.
Missy, you got something to say about that?
You guys want me to add my 2 cents?
Yeah, of course. You have 2 cents in there.
Oh my god. That's aggressive. I think the world throughout my whole life wants to tell you to be a certain way and that you have to be a certain way. And all of this that I have done for the longest time is about just being yourself.
All right. Thank you. Looking back... Oh, yes.
Yeah, I just said well said.
Looking back, what's one moment in your career that felt like a real punk rock victory, but not necessarily the biggest show, but something that embodied the DIY spirit?
Wow.
I mean, I got one. It's kind of a weird thing, but we got asked to play with Rancid and the Offspring at the Big Theater. And that was, at the time for us, that was a really difficult choice to make. You know, those bands were blowing up, and we really supported things that were underground. And so maybe to rationalize it, or maybe because we took advantage of a great situation, we actually donated a bunch of the money to start what was then called the Punk Rock Hotline, where they would list all the shows. You'd call the number.
I remember that.
Shows.
I called it a lot.
and so we basically funded that with the money from that show. So that to me was like, all right, you don't always have to do exactly what everyone expects to be DIY. You can do it your own way.
And I think another thing that epitomizes that too is, you know, when we first started doing shows at the Metro, right? And that whole thing, that debacle that came out where people said you shouldn't do that, and they were getting shows back there again, and there was a whole, you know, movement against doing these corporate shows, etc. We've always wanted to do things our own way and figured out what was going to be best for us, and just do it. And now it's commonplace to see shows in these spots, right? It's not unusual. And if you think about it, I mean, Shanahan's kept that, you know, venue as one of the last independent venues on the planet. So I mean, that's epitomizes the DIY spirit, playing in a place that's your hometown, and you know, not having other people dictate it to us what we had to do. So that's kind of, to me, one of those times of standing up and saying that we're gonna fucking do it. We do it all the time. We're gonna play whatever show we want because it's just us. So I think that epitomizes that as well.
And that's why I love to come. I mean, it's always a blast. Just so energetic, just electric.
For us too.
Yeah,
For us.
it shows. Yes. Punk rock thrives on honesty. What's a song in your catalog that you feel reveals the most about who you are as people?
I don't. Give me a minute to think about it.
You had all these answers real
The
quick.
microphone is aggressive.
I know. Yeah, for me, and it's kind of a weird one to say, but we have a song off the new album called Predisposition, and it really reflects politically, ideologically, like where I'm at right now. And so that would probably be my go-to.
Yeah, I think the whole new album for us kind of epitomizes that. To pick one song, it's kind of hard. I think they all kind of have a vibe to them all.
That's weak. Pick a song.
It's a weak fucking answer.
Yeah, pick a song.
So it epitomizes the most punk rock spirit for me.
That's weak.
You just fucked up my vibe, man.
Well, I mean, if that was your vibe.
No, so I think you know why
No, I don't, because you're stumbling and mumbling and mumbling.
this microphone's aggressive. I don't know. Predisposition. I
It is a
think,
tiny little microphone. It just feels like
yeah, very aggressive.
Yeah.
I think predisposition does fit that bill as well. I mean, it comes out, it hits you,
He's still here.
very aggressive. I didn't steal his fucking answer. I'm doing my own fucking answer.
I didn't say anything.
Fuck off. None of our songs epitomize punk rock. We're a bunch of fucking sellouts.
No, we're not.
Timmy's been a fan for a long time.
Yeah.
Now he's playing with us, you know, because Pete's hurt. So Timmy might have a song that he would pick that would epitomize punk rock. You're listening to us, so
I think for me, probably Dehumanize.
see, I would pick that one too.
It was, first time I heard that song was seeing you guys live, and I was like, what the hell is this? This is amazing. And just became fan, and then I got to know these guys as people.
This is
We've
good.
been friends for a million years.
Practice.
Dehumanize, no matter how many times you hear it, it's the first song that, lyrically, it's powerful, but musically, it just kicks you right in the face. It always has. So that, for me, that definitely defines like how I fell in love with the scene and being a big fan of these guys. Like going to see these guys when I was 18, we realized real quickly, we didn't realize at the time that they were local. I thought they were a national band, and then we realized 2 weeks later they played out off the alley after seeing them at the Metro. I remember talking to you afterwards, wait, these guys are local? Holy shit! We can do this too. And that had a profound impact on me. What Take Your Reagan was for these guys is what you guys were to me.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah. That resonates with me, actually. I think the same way every time I see you guys.
It's really sweet. Thanks. It's nice.
I mean, it's true.
Thank you.
If you could resurrect one punk ethos from the past and push it forward for the next generation, what would it be?
Give me a minute to think. Shoving it right back. Just put it right there for you. One ethos.
Yeah.
Anarchy.
Yeah.
I truly say that because I would rather be in charge of that than having it done to me. That's where I feel like things are going. So just the idea of being not just independent, but self-governing and, like the punk scene can be, we take care of our own. I think that,
Yeah, I guess all I got. I would say probably the whole do-it-yourself spirit to continue that.
Yeah.
Because really, it comes down to, it's almost dovetailing onto what Ken was saying. It really does come down to being able to do things for yourself in reality. But that doesn't mean you're doing it alone. There's a community that has to be with you that helps to move things forward. So I think that's the idea of having a community that you can do it yourself, because sometimes you realize no one's coming to save you. So it's got to be just you making that, step forward and having people lockstep with you that can help you continue to move forward as well. So I think being able to do it with your friends and your family and your community is going to be super important. So I think that definitely has to go forward. Is it?
To not worry about everything being perfect. The records that I listen to and that I like the most are, you think of Old Op Ivy, you think of Rancid, you think of all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And they didn't have the production that things go through today. And I think that sometimes things have fallen into that trap in the last couple of decades. And I think that's going away again, and I see that as a really positive thing, that there's bands out there that are letting mistakes come through, letting real voices come through, and not worrying about,
Auto-tune and all that. Yeah.
Again, I don't want to say that, I don't want to get in like the technical stuff, but there's just a way of letting the actual thing you're trying to say come through without ruining it.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of bands where they like record literally one measure at a time, one note at a time, and it just loses all of the emotion that's in there. Sometimes the little mistake that's in there,
It's what
makes the
it.
song.
Yeah,
You know?
I agree.
We did all of our stuff live like that before. That's what we record like. That's the thing. Jimmy?
I would piggyback what you guys said about the whole DIY aspect, showing the next generation coming up. Like when you look at like where punk rock started in England, going against, recession against the government, and all these kids, and you look at bands like the Clash and the Damned, like they were making their own clothes, making their own flags, making their own records, like showing the next generation, like you said, that it doesn't have to be perfect, but go out there and stand up for yourself, what you believe in, and I think people will resonate with it, especially now with what's happening right now. It would be a perfect time to remind the next generation coming up. This happened before, it can happen again, but it's up to you guys to to put it forward.
You know where that whole thing comes up now, I think, and Ken's brought this up too, because his son is involved in this. And the new hip hop underground scene is kind of like the new punk rock, if you think about it. The way their ethos is, you can create things on your own and move things along. And that's really kind of that spirit of what we were doing when we were younger. But now it's translated into this other generation of kids who are growing up on hip hop, and that's kind of what kind of does that whole thing now.
I mean, I went with my kid to see DC the Don. He's not a non-famous rapper, but he's not the hugest one. And it was at a place called the Avondale Music Club. And I literally felt like I was at McGregor's. Like, just the vibe that the kids have, the interaction between the artist and the crowd. It's weird. It felt special, and it kind of made me jealous. I wish there was more of that today, in the punk rock scene.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we forget about how important it is to be together and to celebrate things together and support each other. So yeah, I definitely saw that for sure.
That's a great answer, and that helps me segue into this next part here about the scene and mental health in music too. So, the Chicago punk scene has had waves of evolution. How do you see its current state, and what do you hope it looks like 5 years from now?
I mean, you look at even going to the past, right?
Yeah.
There's the scene. When you describe it, it's kind of hard to even say it's a scene sometimes. It evolved into this disjointed thing. It used to be really unified, where you had multiple quote genres of music playing together on a show.
Yeah.
It was never a show that had a specific kind of theme to it, like an emo show or a pop punk show or something like that. And I would hope that there's more of a, devolving into that kind of, once again, melding of all genres of music. It's just music, and that you're actually just celebrating something, as Ken was pointing out. And I think that's lost, where you just have to have these factions and walls that are put up between everybody who's basically feeling the same way, right? We're all feeling kind of lost and feeling like we don't have a place to be, but we all celebrate with music. And so I hope that there's a movement back towards that, where there's more intermingling of genres and crossing, and that's going to make things better for all of us who feel like we're kind of alone.
Yeah, I mean,
And that's mental health right there, getting together like that.
Sure.
I think, things like Facebook and the internet have made the world a lonely place for people, where the interaction they get is just online through messaging and text, which is actually a wonderful thing. It's easy to keep up with people, but there's something to be said about coming to a show and actually being around, seeing, smelling what the place is like, just all those senses that come into your head. And loneliness is a huge deal, right? And so, something like a punk show can actually have that kind of effect, which to me is pretty awesome.
Well, that actually takes me to my next question too. Again, because the punk community has always been a place for misfits and outsiders. So, how has that sense of belonging evolved for you personally over the years?
I mean, I think that everybody, no matter really where you are, as a human being, you're always going to feel like you're a misfit or an outsider. That people just have that feeling.
Yeah.
And then they try to gravitate towards something that has a commonality with how they feel, and they see somebody else go, "Hey, we're about the same. Let's do this."
Mhm.
For me, finding a family of punk rock has really given me a comfort with just always being real and being who I am and not having to kind of fake it in any way. So, and that translates into my everyday that, hey, I'm not going to be fake with you. You're going to get Daryl how I am now. Any of that, guys will tell you. So, it gives you a comfort to live when you have, people around you that you share this commonality of feeling. So I think that it's allowed me to be just comfortable in my own skin. I think that's what it's come down to.
I think for me, like growing up, like in the music family, like we were all always kind of we're always considered like the cool but yet weird family on the block, and that once I got
That adds up.
and once I started going to shows and then going to see bands like the Bollweevils, I realized like these are all my people here. Like when you're coming from little suburbia where you're like you can do something different, and everyone else around you is just going to college or getting a job. You're like, I can do that later, but I want to do this now. And I didn't want to wake up when I was 45 going, what if? And especially after going to see these guys and then realizing like, well, I can do this too. And I wasn't going to stop until I found the right connection and the right people to play with. And when you're trying to, build a band into something, that can be successful in some fashion, whether it's just playing local shows or going on tour, you want to make sure you have the right people involved, especially when you're going to play town where, you realize there's a bunch of, lonely, jacked up, misfit kids that are just as lost and want to do something different like you. But you find that community and it grows from there, and that's why I'm still doing this.
Yeah, I think everybody deserves to belong somewhere, whether that's in punk rock, whether it's at the gym, wherever it is, everyone deserves to belong somewhere. Humans are social, beings, and we need that kind of human interaction in order to be healthy. I mean, without it, you're just not. So, sometimes being a misfit and having your own group can be a real positive thing.
I think it's easier to be happy when you don't have to pretend you're something else.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people try to conform to something so that they fit into a group and they feel like they're not alone anymore, but they still are alone because they aren't really being who they are. And I think what this, community has allowed us to all just to be.
At its best.
Yeah.
Right.
I think like anything else, like the danger is when it becomes too insular. Like you were talking about before. Like we gotta let other people in, and if we're not doing that and we're playing shows where everything is the same and it's comfortable and it's too tribal, right? Like that's where the danger exists. And like I like when we step outside of that, and you guys were talking about the hip hop shows. I mean, there was a time you go to punk rock shows and everybody would be like, "Red sucks." It's fucking stupid. Like, why would you say something like that? Like, you don't even listen to crap, as far as I can tell. Like, how do you even know?
Right.
So I think it's dangerous when it turns into that. I think anything is at risk of turning into that. But I think right now, at least, what I see in this scene, especially in the bands that I play with, the people that I play with, and Tim is such a great example of this. It's like people that just have wickedly diverse tastes, and we can talk about all kinds of different music and just have fun with it and not feel like, oh, it's got to be punk or it's not cool or something like that. Because that threat exists too, and it's a dangerous threat. All exists.
Yeah, I mean, on the flip side of that, there's not a lot of places in life where you get to be yourself. Whether that's work or school or even at home with the family. There's very few places you can be your authentic self. And I appreciate that. That has had a huge impact on me in my life as far as the punk rock scene goes. So I appreciate it.
And it helps me, all of us. We have children, and I mean, Missy's just now become a father. And I mean,
Congratulations.
having the confidence to be who you are and to be yourself, you can instill that into your children so that they can become competent individuals in the world, and also accepting and open people in the world. And that's kind of what it is. And
that's the
gonna,
end game. That's what the end game is.
Right? That is. And that's what it's all about, right? I mean, we can't all survive on this tiny, marble in space if we don't find ways to be just ourselves. That's why people are so unhappy, because they just can't be, they feel like they can't be themselves.
Yeah.
And they hide and they lash out in just negative fashion.
Yep.
And this is in its own posi-core kind of way,
There
we
it
do
is.
that.
Yeah,
See?
posi-core.
So
I know what you're going to say. I know what you're thinking.
how has punk rock served as an outlet for you in tough times?
It's an outlet for me to get rid of frustrations and, stressors that come in everyday life. I mean, with my profession as a musician, it's a really good way for me to do the artistic side of things and use all of my brain. It's a great way to relate. What the fuck's that look? What the? Me? Yeah, that fucking look.
I was looking at Noah.
Bullshit! I saw you.
I swear to God.
I
swear to God, I was looking at Noah. I was looking.
No, you weren't. I saw that. I
promise you, I was.
You
promise.
That your promises.
I
To
promise
separate you two.
made me promises.
Always.
Always. So, no, but
I really was. That's what.
no, it is a way to relieve stressors and to just once again express myself in a different way than through the norms of every day.
It literally saved my life. Like it literally saved my life. If I didn't have this scene when I got it, I don't think I'd be here. I literally don't think I'd be here. It is probably one of the constant positive things that I've had in my life forever. And so I don't think you can understate how something can happen.
I agree.
We got together because of it. They're one of my best friends. That's the thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
I think we were talking about songwriting earlier, and I think it's worth saying, like, if you listen to like a lot of the great punk rock songs, they're getting at something visceral when you listen to them, and that is the outlet right there, because we all have like hard feelings, hard struggles we got to go through, and if you could get that out in a healthy way rather than an unhealthy way, that's a better path forward. I always think of like what's the song "Having a Blast" by Green Day, which is basically about blowing up a school. And you think about that for a second, that's like very violent and aggressive, but that's the way of getting that out, because I think any of us that have been picked on or put down or anything like that have had that moment where you're like, I just want it to fucking stop. And like, you have those thoughts, you gotta get it out of yourself in a better way than doing something actually violent.
Right.
It's kept me level-headed. I mean, it's like to pick, thinking back on what you're talking about, like you grow up as a kid getting picked on, and you learn two things: you need to learn to run or fight. I got really good at both, and falling into punk rock, you get met people who kept you level-headed, going to shows or looking at the message, like you realize like these are my people. That's what I'm like, kind of like without punk rock, I don't think I'd be here.
Yeah, I agree. If the Bollweevils had to headline a festival where the lineup had to be 50% non-punk bands, who would you pick and why?
Oh. Here we go. So, Ken and I have a very eclectic taste in music and things that we particularly cared for. But I know here
I can't. It's tough to
hard.
choose between just one.
Right.
I would say the Smiths would be like probably the number one, and Rick James would be the number two.
No, those are good picks.
That would be a fun festival.
The Smiths definitely I would pick that. I'd say, I like bands like Depeche Mode too, which is
Johnny Cash.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
You guys are
I would say like Prince, if Prince was still alive, I'd say
yeah.
Prince. God, so many you could pick up here.
I don't know any local
Hall and Oates?
punk bands.
Hall and Oates would be awesome.
well,
Hall and
yeah.
Oates.
That would be
I
great.
guess not local.
Yes.
Watch out for
Whoa, here she comes. She's
I like how we're picking all like really old bands. It's like
Really old band.
What about-
Yeah, the age.
Who are you gonna pick?
So two that I like. There's a folk guy that I like. His name's Langhorne Slim. I've seen him a bunch of times. God, I'm trying to think of so many right now. It's
I thought
like,
you said you had two.
I know, but whenever you like
When
get
you're on the
put
spot.
on the spot,
Yeah.
you like start forgetting what your playlist is. I also like, if I were to pick like totally different genre, I like Mos Def. Although he doesn't go by Mos Def anymore, does he? No.
Was it Yasmin Bey?
Yeah, Yasmin Bey. Who doesn't want to do a show with Kendrick at this point?
Right.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, that-
man.
Tyler the Creator, that'd be awesome.
Oh
That
yeah,
would be
right,
awesome.
right.
Yeah.
That's a good one. We almost could have.
I know. The Tubes would be awesome.
The
Tubes
tubes.
would be awesome.
If I were to pick like older artists, I mean, my guy is Chris Cornell is one of my favorite singers.
Oh.
Like,
I thought it'd be Christopher Cross.
That's what I was expecting.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
oh man.
Okay, so let's say a brand new punk band in Chicago wants to cover one of your songs to introduce their fans to you. What's the one song you'd want them to pick, and what's the one song you'd tell them not to touch?
I'd say Bottomless Pit would be the cover song.
I'd say Dehumanize.
Dehumanize?
Dehumanize. And the one song that I wouldn't want is The Witness.
I was going to say The Witness as well.
But why don't you want them to touch up?
Yeah.
Because you
Because I'm not proud. It would make me feel bad to hear it. I'm not proud of that word.
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
Interesting.
And like, I just wouldn't, maybe if they could make it sound good, like that would be interesting, but I just would cringe hearing that song.
Yeah, that's one
Interesting.
I'm not particularly, I mean, I don't mind it, but I don't,
It has a good chorus.
it does, but the rest of it is kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is there one where you think like? Because I could think of one where it's like you nailed it, and you would be worried that somebody else wouldn't.
No,
No.
no.
Okay.
Which one are
We're
you-
not
are you
that
gonna
good. Yeah, I want to know which one you're thinking.
Which one?
I think Liniment is like the perfect punk rock song. Like
good
pop
one.
punk song.
Yeah.
It would be hard for me to think of like.
I consider
What
it
a-
a little more oi than pop punk.
Sure. Okay. Fair. Yeah, 100% fair. But like for that style, it would be hard for me to think of a way to like retool that song into something that would.
I'd say 99 Stony.
That's the cover song?
Yeah.
What one should they not cover?
He's got a lot. He's like a lot. It's like, which album do you want me to pick from?
Right.
I don't know if I have one that not to cover, but I think one to let people know, it's one of my favorites would be 99 Stony. It's just such a great, energetic sing-along
Do we
song.
play that in our set?
Not this
We
one.
haven't played it in a while.
Do you know it?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll play it today.
I did it at Beat Kitchen with you guys.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
I was not really with it, so
Really?
having trouble remembering.
What
that.
song did you say you wouldn't want him to do? Just, you wouldn't want him to do Liniment and Time?
I just can't. I mean, maybe somebody could do it, but like I've thought about that song and like it is what it needed to be,
Yeah.
and so it's hard for me to think of like how you would retool the song.
The Miserable should cover
It would sound exactly the goddamn
so what?
same.
That'd be awesome.
So
So
I
what
just
song-
like
what
that I
song-
can't sing that high.
So what song would be the cover song that you think that they should do?
Oh man, that is a very good question.
That epitomizes us.
Come on, chop chop.
Jesus, man.
It's like
I think a really interesting cover could come out of Peggy Sue.
yeah.
See, I almost feel like when we re-recorded it, we covered it. That's what it
Yeah.
felt like to me.
I think you could genre bend that song in an interesting way.
Yeah, I think acoustic would be crazy.
Hip hop.
You should.
I'm all about it.
I know.
Okay, guys, I just have a couple more left.
Yeah, I know. You were like.
Then the
we're
pain
like,
is over.
You got us going.
I know, right? Like,
What's the one thing you want fans, old and new, to take away from the Bollweevils show?
Fun, excitement, energy, and that's what we try to do all the time. So if you're having a good time, we're having a good time. So that's the bottom line, I think.
Take care of each other. Fall down, pick each other up.
Love it. Great.
revolution. Like there needs to be a revolution in this world, political, social, and I'm not going to dance around spiritual. I'm not going to dance around the issue. I want them to feel what we feel, because the truth is, our feelings are right there on our sleeves, and I want people to pick that up.
Okay. Beautiful.
There's a lot of madness in the world right now, so we can all, get together as one and let it all out the way.
Great. Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you.
I really appreciate this opportunity, and I wish you all just the best. You're
Thank you so
all
much.
amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
appreciate it. Seriously.
It means a
Thanks.
lot, and I really hope that this will help a lot
Like
of
when
people.
I read your post on Facebook, your story, like it blew me away. And you kind of know someone, but you don't know everything, and just the strength that your story tells is very impressive.
Thank you so much.
Long time coming. I remember we had this talk,
Yes.
and you were talking about like that's the best thing. Let's go. And then
You said to me, and I'll never forget the words, "You have to do this. You do know you have to do this, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you think?
yeah,
It's just an idea right now." "Oh, you're doing this." I
Yeah.
said, "Okay."
and this is it. I'm glad.
And
thank
yeah.
you for having us on. Seriously.
Thank you so much. Well, I told you, I promised. I said, "Oh, you're going to be one of my first." So,
Appreciate it.
thank you
so
so much, you guys.
Great.
1, 2, 3.
Live life now. See? Yeah. Tinny, drummer.
Hey, do that one more time.
Oh, one more time.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I didn't have the flash on.
Last one.
We can do it one more time.
We can do it.
All right, we'll do it one more
time.
time. Okay.
Anytime you need to.
1, 2, 3.
Live life now. That was the best one. Yeah, the best one.
Good thing we did it again.
Because he finds I